Some vegetables on your plate could be silently stealing the strength from your bones. Yes, even the ones you thought were the healthiest. While we grow up believing every vegetable builds health, the truth is more complicated. Some are packed with compounds that block calcium absorption and slowly drain your bone density over time. Others, though, are nature's secret shield against fractures and osteoporosis. I'm Dr. Pradeep Jamnadas, and today we're diving deep into this hidden side of nutrition, the vegetables that damage your bones and the ones that protect them. This isn't common knowledge you'll find in most diet charts. These are facts supported by research yet often overlooked in everyday advice. You'll learn why two vegetables that sit side by side in your kitchen can have opposite effects on your skeletal health. One weakening, the other strengthening. We'll uncover how certain leafy greens can trap calcium instead of feeding your bones. And we'll reveal which humble garden vegetables quietly supply the minerals and vitamins that keep your bones strong for life. Stay with me till the end, because knowing the difference could change how you look at your dinner forever. Welcome to Say Tu Prioridad, where we decode the science behind your everyday choices and reveal truths that truly matter to your health. If you're serious about keeping your bones strong and your body resilient, make sure to subscribe now, because what you'll learn here will reshape the way you eat and think about your health. Bones may seem lifeless, hard, silent, unmoving, but they're anything but still. Inside every bone, there's a living rhythm, a quiet exchange of life and death happening every moment. Old bone cells are broken down, new ones are born, and this delicate balance decides whether your bones grow stronger or become fragile over time. This process, called remodeling, never stops. It's guided by your hormones, your age, your activity, and most importantly, your nutrition. Every bite you take sends a signal to this inner architecture. Some foods whisper strength, others erode it softly, without warning. To understand this, we need to look at what bones truly are. Not just calcium sticks holding up the body, but dynamic tissues built from a symphony of minerals and proteins. Calcium gives bones their firmness, but it's only one note in a larger composition. Magnesium helps weave the mineral structure. Vitamin D acts like a gatekeeper, controlling how much calcium enters the bloodstream. Vitamin K ensures that calcium lands in your bones, not in your arteries. Potassium balances acidity in the body, preventing minerals from leaching out of your skeleton. When any of these players fall out of tune, the music falters. Calcium without vitamin D is like bricks without mortar. Strong in isolation, useless in structure. And when the diet tilts too acidic from excess salt, caffeine, or processed foods, the body draws alkaline minerals, like calcium, from the bones just to keep the internal pH stable. Then there are compounds inside certain vegetables, oxalates, phytates, and lectins, that complicate the story. They're natural defense chemicals that plants use to protect themselves. Yet in our bodies they can bind to minerals, blocking absorption, making the nutrients we eat pass through unused. Spinach, for example, overflows with calcium, but much of it never reaches your bones because oxalates lock it away. But the body isn't helpless. Cooking, soaking, and pairing vegetables with the right foods can disarm these compounds. It's a matter of understanding balance rather than fear. The same plant that hinders calcium in one form can nourish you in another. Every culture has unknowingly danced around this truth. Ancient diets often mixed calcium-rich foods with vitamin D sources like sunlight or fish, and paired greens with healthy fats to improve absorption. They didn't know the science, but they felt the harmony. When we lose that rhythm, when we eat the same things every day, stripped of variety and natural balance, bone renewal slows. The frame of the body begins to weaken, long before symptoms appear. Your bones aren't waiting for old age to react. They're responding right now to every nutrient, every deficiency, every choice. In this quiet exchange between food and physiology lies the secret to lifelong strength, and understanding that science is the first step to protecting the temple that carries you through this life. Not every vegetable is a friend to your bones. Some carry hidden agents that interfere with how your body absorbs and uses calcium. They don't destroy bone overnight, but their quiet influence adds up over the years, creating a slow drift toward fragility. Take spinach. It looks like the perfect green for bone health, loaded with calcium and magnesium. Yet within its leaves are oxalates, natural compounds that cling to calcium like a magnet. The result? Much of that calcium passes right through you, leaving the bones no richer than before. Then there's beet greens. Beautiful in color and full of nutrients, yet they share the same oxalate story. When eaten in large amounts or too often, they compete with your bones for calcium absorption. The same applies to Swiss chard, a leafy cousin in disguise. It's nutritious, yes, but its calcium often remains locked within oxalate bonds. Tomatoes bring another issue: acidity. While the body needs some acid too much, especially from overconsumption of tomato-based sauces or juices, can tilt the body's pH balance. To correct that imbalance, calcium may be drawn out from bones to neutralize the acid, quietly thinning their structure over time. And potatoes, when eaten in excess, particularly fried or processed forms, bring high sodium levels into the bloodstream. Salt increases calcium loss through urine, meaning each salty bite slowly drains the mineral reservoir that your skeleton depends on. These vegetables aren't villains. They only become harmful when the diet loses balance, when variety fades, and the same patterns repeat each day. The key lies in understanding how the chemistry of plants interacts with the chemistry of the body, and learning to work with it, not against it. But here's where the story changes. The same garden that holds vegetables capable of weakening your bones also offers others that build them back stronger. Nature is not divided into good and bad, it is a balance, a dance between forces that teach us awareness. What harms in one form can heal in another. It's never the food alone, but the relationship you form with it that shapes your health. The problem isn't that certain vegetables contain oxalates or acids, it's that our modern diet often forgets how to balance them. Once, our ancestors ate with intuition. Meals weren't isolated nutrients, but harmonies of flavor, texture, and purpose. Greens were paired with oils or fermented foods that made minerals easier to absorb. Today we strip those pairings away and then wonder why the body feels starved even when the plate is full. So, the question is not only which vegetables to avoid, but how to restore this lost balance. For every plant that takes something from your bones, there is another that gives something back, restoring calcium, improving density, feeding the very cells that keep your skeleton alive. This next part of our journey moves from caution to nourishment. We'll step into the world of vegetables that work with your biology instead of against it. Vegetables rich in vitamin K, magnesium, and potassium, nutrients that not only fortify bone, but also calm inflammation and improve the body's mineral balance. And beyond their chemistry, there's a kind of intelligence in these foods, a wisdom that reminds us strength doesn't come from isolation, but from harmony. Just as a symphony needs both tension and resolution, your diet needs both awareness and diversity. So, as we leave behind the vegetables that challenge bone health, let's turn toward those that offer renewal. Each one is a quiet guardian, hidden in plain sight, waiting to support the structure that carries you through every step of life. The next section will open that garden. The ones that don't just feed you, but protect you, bone by bone, moment by moment. Now we enter the other side of the garden, the vegetables that don't steal from your bones, but give them strength and endurance. These are nature's quiet architects, building density and resilience from the inside out. First comes kale, the dark leafy green that truly lives up to its fame. Unlike spinach, its calcium is highly absorbable, and it's rich in vitamin K, the nutrient that guides calcium into the bones, where it belongs. With every leaf, it strengthens the scaffolding that holds you upright. Next is broccoli. It carries a perfect blend of calcium, magnesium, and vitamin C. Vitamin C supports collagen production, the flexible protein matrix that keeps bones from becoming brittle. Broccoli works not by adding hardness, but by maintaining balance, strength with suppleness. Then there's bok choy, a crisp pale green often overlooked in Western kitchens. It's one of the most bone-friendly vegetables, low in oxalates and rich in bioavailable calcium. Its lightness disguises its depth. It nourishes without burdening digestion or creating acidity. Turnip greens come next, often discarded, yet they're among the richest sources of calcium and vitamin K found in any vegetable. They carry a quiet power, a reminder that what we throw away sometimes holds the greatest value. Finally, okra, soft, humble, and full of mucilage. Its soluble fiber helps the gut absorb minerals more efficiently, creating the right environment for bone renewal. It's not only what you eat, but how your body receives it, and okra helps open that door. Together, these vegetables form a team, nourishing the body, aligning with its natural rhythm, and whispering to the bones. Grow steady, grow strong, endure. True nourishment lies not only in what you eat, but how you eat it. The way you prepare and combine your vegetables can turn an ordinary meal into medicine or, unknowingly, into a quiet drain on your strength. Start with simplicity. Many compounds that block calcium, like oxalates and phytates, are sensitive to heat. Light steaming, boiling, or sautéing helps break them down, freeing the minerals trapped inside. When you cook spinach or beet greens, discard the water after boiling. That small act releases what the body can't digest. The heat transforms the plant, making it your ally rather than your opponent. Next, remember the art of pairing. Calcium doesn't travel alone. It needs vitamin D to be absorbed, vitamin K to find its place in bone, and magnesium to hold it there. Pair kale or broccoli with a drizzle of olive oil, or enjoy them alongside eggs or fish. The fats carry these vitamins into your system. Food, like people, thrives in partnership. Moderation is another quiet teacher. Even the healthiest food becomes unbalanced when repeated endlessly. Rotate your greens. Alternate between kale, bok choy, and collards. This natural rhythm ensures your body receives a spectrum of nutrients, not just one repeated note. Mind the salt, too. Excess sodium encourages calcium loss through urine, silently undoing your efforts. Replace it with herbs, lemon, or garlic for flavor. They support circulation and metabolism without draining your mineral stores. Then there's the overlooked element, movement. Your bones listen to pressure and resistance. They respond to weight-bearing exercise as much as to calcium. Walk after meals. Stretch. Let your body feel its own weight. That's how the signals for bone renewal are sent. And finally, respect the sun. Without its light, vitamin D remains dormant. A few minutes of morning or late afternoon sunlight can make the difference between storing calcium and wasting it. Bone health isn't a single decision, it's a daily rhythm of choices, an act of listening. The vegetables on your plate, the way you move, the way you rest, they all conspire to shape the architecture that carries you through this life. So much of what we believe about food comes from repetition, not reflection. Over time, these ideas harden into truth, even when they're only half understood. Bone health, especially, suffers from this fog of well-meant advice. Let's clear it gently. One of the most common beliefs is that any green vegetable automatically strengthens bones. It feels logical. Green equals healthy. Yet, nature hides nuance in her colors. Spinach, beet greens, and Swiss chard wear the same emerald hue as kale or broccoli, but their chemistry is different. Their oxalate content can trap calcium, preventing it from reaching your bones. So, while you may feel virtuous eating greens, the benefit depends on which greens you choose and how you prepare them. Another myth insists that more calcium means stronger bones. But calcium is only one player in a much larger orchestra. Without vitamin D, your body can't absorb it. Without vitamin K, it doesn't know where to send it. Without magnesium, it can't hold it in place. The obsession with a single nutrient blinds us to the harmony required for true strength. Some people fear acidity in foods like tomatoes or citrus, believing they must be avoided entirely. Yet these foods, when balanced with potassium-rich vegetables and adequate hydration, do no harm. It's chronic imbalance, too much processed food, salt and sugar, that drains minerals, not the humble tomato. There's also the idea that bone health concerns begin in old age. In truth, every decade of life builds the foundation for the next. The strength you enjoy at 60 is shaped by the habits you form at 30. Bones are not monuments but living tissues that respond to care, nourishment, and movement across a lifetime. And finally, the myth that plant foods alone can't support strong bones. While animal sources provide certain nutrients, plants hold their own wisdom, minerals, antioxidants, and phytonutrients that reduce inflammation and protect the bone's inner network. The challenge isn't to choose sides, but to understand relationships. Every food has its place, its timing, its proportion. When you listen closely, not to the noise of trends but to the quiet logic of the body, truth begins to sound simple again. Now that you've seen both sides of the story, the vegetables that weaken and the ones that fortify, pause for a moment and think about your own plate. Which side does it lean toward? The answer may surprise you. Awareness is the first spark of change, and even the smallest shift in daily choices can begin to rebuild strength from within. Ask yourself this: could one simple swap make your meals more nourishing? Replacing a handful of spinach with kale or adding bok choy to your soup may seem minor, yet over time these choices echo through the bones themselves. The body listens, patiently adjusting to the care you give it. I'd like to hear from you. Which of these vegetables surprised you the most? Have you been unknowingly favoring foods that compete with your bones, or do you already include some of the bone builders we discussed? Share your thoughts below. Your experience might help someone else take that first step toward better health. And if these insights resonated with you, share this message forward. A single conversation can awaken awareness in a friend or loved one who needs it most. For more wisdom that connects science with daily life, subscribe to Jordan Insights. Each week, we explore the hidden layers of health, not to overwhelm you with facts, but to remind you of the simple intelligence your body already holds. Your bones are listening, your body is responding, and every meal is a chance to choose growth over decay. Stay curious, stay awake, and let your awareness guide your strength. Let's pause and reflect on what has unfolded. 5 vegetables quietly challenge your bones, not through malice, but through chemistry that blocks calcium, alters absorption, or subtly leaches minerals over time. Spinach, beet greens, Swiss chard, tomatoes, and potatoes remind us that even the familiar can have hidden consequences when balance is lost. On the other hand, 5 vegetables offer a gentle, enduring gift. Kale, broccoli, bok choy, turnip greens, and okra provide calcium, vitamin K, magnesium, and other nutrients in forms the body can readily use. They act not only as nourishment but as guides, supporting the natural rhythm of bone renewal and keeping the skeleton resilient. The key lies in relationships: how we prepare food, how we combine flavors, and how we vary what we eat. Light steaming, thoughtful pairings with fats or vitamin D sources, and rotating vegetables all enhance what the body receives. Sodium, acid, and over-reliance on a single food are subtle thieves, and mindfulness can reclaim what might otherwise be lost. We also explored common myths: the belief that green equals strong, that calcium alone is enough, and that bone health begins only in old age. Bones respond to care at every stage of life, listening to both what we eat and how we live. Finally, awareness is action. Even small, intentional changes ripple through your body, strengthening it from within. One swap, one addition, one moment of choice can gradually shift the balance toward resilience. Your body, like a living garden, thrives when tended with knowledge and attention. The vegetables on your plate are not enemies or saints, they are instruments, part of a symphony that determines the strength and vitality of your bones over a lifetime. Bones are the quiet framework of your life, supporting every movement, every step, every breath. Today, you've seen how some vegetables may quietly sap their strength, while others quietly restore it. The power lies not in fear, but in choice, in knowing which foods nourish, which habits support, and which small changes can ripple outward over time. Take one vegetable from today's list, add it to your next meal, and notice the difference over days, weeks, and months. Strength grows in moments, not overnight. The attention you give your body, the awareness you bring to your plate, becomes a lifelong investment in resilience. If this video offered value, insights, or a spark of curiosity, make sure to like it, share it with someone who cares about their health, and subscribe to Say Tu Prioridad to continue exploring the hidden layers of nutrition and wellness. Your bones are listening. Choose wisely. Strength begins here, one choice at a time.